So in the school curriculum, why exactly am I targeting schools? Okay, there are a lot of NGOs, that non-governmental organizations that promote human rights through human rights education. You've got the Amnesty International, Human Rights Education Association. But the problem of this is that people who are learning about human rights through these organizations are already aware of the existence of human rights in the first place. Okay, what we need, they can be quite selective. Okay, they tend to target certain groups. So my idea of it is that why don't we start to target all of the groups to talk about human rights education? Why not start from the very beginning? Reach out to everyone and not just selected people. So I'm going into two areas of it. The first one is taught throughout the curriculum. Okay, so as I said, change in textbooks, change in materials. Make sure that there's no bias, no stereotype. Okay, no fathers in suits, no mothers in aprons. It should be mothers in suits or fathers cleaning the house or something. And okay, this needs to be changed. All of these has to be changed. And it can be talked about in all sorts of curriculum, even in science. When you talk about nuclear weapons, you talk about how it's not really good. Okay, but the problem with this is, you cannot talk about human rights, you cannot implement human rights in all subjects. 1 plus 1, we don't know that it equals peace. So my idea of it is to put into making it a compulsory subject. So you learn math, you learn English, and then you learn human rights and humanitarian education. Okay, it doesn't matter how old you are. At 5 years old, you can know this. So a set of, you get a set of hours each day, so you learn maths, you learn English, you learn human rights, humanitarian subjects, just like any other subject. Okay, so this addresses the main problem. It's no longer a subtle hint of human rights, but directly addressing it. Okay, so we start learning about the apartheid era. We start learning about the Holocaust, how genocide is quite a problem. And then we learn about the humanitarian side of it, what we can do to help, and how we can prevent this. So how exactly does it look like? What does human rights and humanitarian education look like? So that is just an example. As I've said, I've recently taught children through UNICEF about rights. And the recent one that I did was teaching them about the right to water, that everybody has the right to water. You tell them that about the importance of water. Okay, so if you don't clean your food with clean water, you get diarrhea. That's what you tend to tell them. And these kids are 8 years old, by the way. So you tell them that everybody has a right to water, right to clean water, and you let them know that not everyone can get access to it. This is a problem. Not everyone knows that. They sort of take it for granted. We know that we've got clean water, but we don't know anybody else who doesn't get clean water. Okay, so you talk to children about this. And then the humanitarian side of it, you tend to ask them, what can they do to help? So we ask these children this very question, and they start raising their hands and start going, oh, we need to stop wasting water. It's like, very good. Okay, it creates awareness that they need to know that they could do something to help, because they don't know all of these. So we need to start making, we told them to design posters. This is not created by an 8-year-old, by the way. This was an art work that they did to promote human rights. Just using it as an example, it's a beautiful image. And then, no, ignore that one. And now I'm just going to stress how important it is that we are teaching them how to think, not what to think. Okay, it's completely two different values. Okay, we are not imposing certain values on them, to them, but to stimulate a discussion about it. So, okay, so it's a more interactive, engaging kind of education. It's not a passive education. Not the teacher is telling you about the rights to life. Not the teacher telling you about the rights to privacy or freedom of press, freedom of speech. Okay, it's about engaging. What do you think about the freedom of speech? What do you think about the right to life? Because all of this are not absolute. Okay, there are problems within certain rights. Okay, there are rights to life. You think it's absolute, it's not exactly. What about the death penalty? We talk about that with people. We talk about that interactively. Let children think about it at a very, very young age so that they can start realizing that there is such a thing. Alright, so I'm just going to go to the conclusion, basically, that it should be on each country's agenda. So whatever the status of human rights education or the situation or type of education system, the development of human rights education should be on each country's education agenda. Okay, so the more people are aware of it, the more people are aware of human rights abuses happening in all countries and know that they can do something to help, the more they're willing to help. Okay, so hopefully we can create a generation of superheroes. So the Brunei's National Vision of Long-Term Development, it has been talked about why should human rights education be a national priority. Okay, so by providing a set of guiding principles to support educational reform and helping to respond to current challenges faced by education systems worldwide, human rights education can improve the national education system's overall effectiveness, which in turn plays a fundamental role in economic, social, and political development. So this goes into all sectors. Okay, so by promoting child-centered and participatory teaching and learning, because it's not a passive education, human rights education improves the quality of learning achievements. This is part of the Brunei Vision 2035. Okay, we need to start doing this to create, to improve the quality of life, and that it should go to everyone. So by promoting learning environments that are inclusive and that foster equal opportunities, diversity, and non-discrimination, human rights education supports access to and participation in schooling. And last but not least, by supporting the social and emotional development of the child, human rights education contributes to social cohesion and conflict prevention. We're on a mission to create